Welcome back, it's Rich. In this episode we're going to look at the God Loki Artisan by Hot Toys. Is it worth it? I don't know, let's do it. Welcome back to OneSixthCollectorUK. So, the 6th Artisan release, and this is God Loki from the end of Season 2 of the Disney Plus series, Loki. This is a decent looking figure, and Hot Toys dropped this on their Facebook this morning. And they're talking about this being an exclusive release, not the plastic sculpted hair version, which is also a damn good figure, to be fair. This one, though, 2,500 pieces worldwide in selected markets. That means that there's other places going to get this too. So Sideshow, for example, where everybody's going to go and go mental for this, trying to get in that queue, they could have even less. Could be 1,000 or 1,500. So it's going to be limited, this one. And it is a nice one, to be fair. It also talks about it having the magnetic crown on his head, which I think is another nice welcome thing. It stops gripping at that kind of paint sculpt, for example. But let's have a look at it anyway. So here we have it. And I mean, that is quality. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm not sure if the eyes are always in the right position on some of these screens. He looks a little bit kind of sympathetic, but I suppose that's kind of what he was at the end of this. But that is really, really nice. This has captured Tom Hiddleston perfectly. They've not managed it before too well. I think the original Avengers one looks good, but if you kind of look at it nowadays, it's a bit kind of almost cartoony, chiseled looking. I think a lot of the other Lokis, like the Ragnarok or the Dark World and things, I just think they look nothing like Tom Hiddleston. It looks like Loki, but it doesn't look like the actor that's playing him. This is absolutely awesome, and I think the rooted hair on this one works brilliantly as well. We then get this kind of diorama style. So you're obviously getting these timeline pieces that he's pulling together, this kind of tree that he was branching inwards at the end of Series 2. Sat on this gold throne, which we'll talk about more in a moment. And then we get one of these typical kind of Hot Toys cardboard backdrops, which I'm not usually a fan of. But to be fair, this actually works quite well. Whether it'll fit in a Detolf's another thing. I think it will, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, that's a nice looking shot right there. And I think that's probably how a lot of people would choose to display him. We also get movable eyes, just like with all of them now. So kind of gone are these DX days where you just expect rolling eyes. You just get them with everything, and they are separate, which is fantastic. Looks like the head might be connected to the neck sculpt in all one thing. I don't know. If it is, that might be a problem for sticking it on another Loki that you might prefer a different costume, because this is just fabric, but it does make it good for posing. But it looks lovely. Absolutely gorgeous looking Tom Hiddleston likeness there. I kind of like these little bit more slightly semi-evil shots as well, because he's still got that side to him a bit, even though he did have a big character arc to kind of get away from being that evil person, certainly towards the end of Loki Series 2, but I still now and then like that evil side of Loki as well. But yeah, all in all, really nice tailoring on there. Whether this looks like this when it comes out, who's to say? Some of the releases recent-ish have had some questionable final products compared to the prototypes, and we all can expect this kind of 5-10% drop in craftsmanship when they start getting mass-produced. I quite like these as well, these kind of green hands, the glowing ones. I think they give a nice kind of look to maybe an alternate style where you could maybe tilt his head down, lift them eyes up so that he's looking a bit more menacing. We don't have a shot like that in this, but I think that'd be really nice, to be fair. So the gold metallic paint application on this throne, I guess that's just going to be kind of fairly light plastic, as a lot of the Hot Toys accessories are. But maybe this works on this one. Sometimes some of the kind of diorama bases are great, but a lot of them are pretty poor. Some of the rocks and things, like I got a battle damaged Thanos with the kind of rocks that he stands on. But to be honest, when you hold it in hand and really look at it, it does look like some kind of Hasbro plastic. It's not good at all. Whereas you get the others, like the last Jack Sparrow that was released with the shark and things, you know, that was really, really good. Or the Pennywise, there've been some great ones there from Hot Toys. This one doesn't kind of need that same detail. It's more of a molded gold effect, so I don't think you'll look at it in that way. It almost looks like it's been gold leaf wrapped, but it looks quite nice, that one. Whether I display them on that, I don't know. But you do get the usual big square kind of diamond-shaped base, which is great for something at this size, but it's a nightmare for displaying in a detail because you just can't get stuff next to it very easy at all. So it could be that you're looking at that shot where he's pulling the kind of the timelines together, holding them in place, and that's taking up your entire cell and your detail. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the kind of the final shot there in terms of what it comes with. So we do get a number of hands there with that kind of the electric ones. Yeah, you can see the green wrapped around those two that you'd use for grabbing. And then just the usual kind of relaxed palms, fists, and kind of open hands as well. But yeah, complete with moccasin shoes as well, just like in the series. What does it come to? Anyway, wool implant hair on the Artisan, but this is going to be solid to get. I do like that shot in the bottom right corner there where he's kind of, it kind of looks like he's up to his old trickster style self. So that's pretty cool. However, we do get this one. So like a lot of the Artisan releases, you're going to get a standard plastic sculpt version as well for the hair. Other than that, they're both absolutely identical sets. I can't see any differences between them. Descriptions are all the same. So it's a really good alternate option because I think this looks sound. I mean, in terms of, you know, head motion and articulation, it might be limited slightly, but you have got that kind of soft fabric at the back as well to work with. It's possible that the hair is slightly softer towards the bottom as well. Some releases have been a bit like that. But I think this looks really, really good, to be fair. It's a great alternative, and it's probably going to be somewhere in the region of anything like $120 to $150 US difference. I don't know what that is in the UK because it's a nightmare with Sideshow because we get charged import fees, massive shipping, and so on. So you either want it or you don't, and that's it. And if you do, you're just going to have to pay the money, and that's it. It's going to cost you. But this one is probably going to be anything from £100 to £150 less than the Artisan version, and that's a lot. You've really got to want that rooted hair. I do like that shot there with his hands open. I think that's quite cool. I wish his eyes were just looking a bit more towards us now rather than just kind of off and down into the distance there. If they were looking towards us, that's a little bit of that evil trickster Loki that I like. Those hands look pretty cool as well. I like that sculpting on there. But yeah, same chair, same everything. It's just literally the hair. That's it. So I think this is a worthy purchase as well. So how much is this going to be? Well, you never know. I mean, look at this screenshot here from Sideshow. So just filtering this down to Artisan figures, it has brought up a couple of the plastic ones, but essentially there's 5 on here. So you've got the Luke Skywalker, the New Dark Empire one on the bottom left there. Don't really know why that's Artisan, but there you go. And then across the top, you've got the Jack Sparrow, Scarlet Witch Artisan as well. Well, that's underneath Jack Sparrow. Joker on the right, and Anakin on the bottom right. Now, I've got some of these on pre-order. I've been lucky enough to jump on them, but then I've stopped when it came to the Jack Sparrow and the Luke Skywalker. When you look at the price, say the Joker, for example, that's $520 there. And then you look at the Anakin, that was $415. That's a really big difference between those two. And I don't know if it's a licensing cost or just that they think they can get more for something like a Joker, but then they should know that Star Wars is kind of king at the moment. But, you know, even the Jack Sparrow's cheaper than the Joker, which is crazy, really, considering what you get with the Jack Sparrow compared to what you get with that Joker as well. The Scarlet Witch base is nice, but again, it's still a pricey figure. You know, even the Luke, if you look at the difference there, $430 for the Artisan and $280 for the plastic hair, and they are really close because that hair on Luke is kind of nothing to shout about. So you're talking about $150 difference there. It's massive. So look, you're going to be looking at least this kind of $445, $450, I'd say. I would imagine somewhere around there. But who knows? But can you put that head sculpt on the old style costume? I'd be interested to see if you could do that. But that's it for this one. So until next time, happy collecting and keep smiling, peeps.